Alright, now it's time for the real video, I guess. I just need to find my notes is all, period. Um, but no, I'm hoping that everyone has had a good day or whatever day it is, whatever day this is. And girl, that's the wrong note, compartment thing, whatever you want to call it here. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I got between All right, here's some titles we got. I already did the means to a beginning. We got coming off that you can't sit with us. We got come up with something else. Can you come up with something else? Can you come up with something else? And then, then we got passion, the real job, falling before pride, which I don't really think I'm gonna do that one because I need to work on the title. I know what it's coming from, like the whole viewpoint behind it, like the I guess not objective, but what I would be trying to come across. But then I have the few, which I do want to talk about, but that needs a lot of studying. Separate the messenger moment and expected gold rush. Oh, I think I want to do moment. Moment as the full circle moments in life where a piece of advice or lesson has shown beneficial to you. Moment. All right, I think I might do moment. So when I think of a moment, see, I got it, Okay, it came back to me. The whole purpose of the title moment was to be a play off of momentum, and I was like, you know what? That whole word came back to me. It was said like a while, maybe like last year or whatever, because I was going through a situation with some guys and some people, friends. So, well, trying to make friends. I was going through a situation with that, and one of the guys in the group, this was his statement, his sentiments towards me, because I was basically being cast out of the group. And I mean, he liked me, but it was just kind of like there's loyalty, and I respect loyalty. You got to be loyal, but at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. So he was basically insinuating to me, don't lose your momentum after you've done so much to get where you are. Don't let anything stop you, because once you stop, it's just going to be hard to kind of pick back up and get back into that groove. But I've done it time and time again, and it gets easier, but also it just rang true, that statement. And I mean, not just a statement, but just don't let anything stop you from your purpose, and don't let anything stop you from becoming the person that you're supposed to be. No matter how much it hurts or how much you feel as if you need to go and cry in a corner, cry for a few moments, like, let it out in that time, in the time frame that it needs to occur, but don't prolong it. Let it be what it is going to be, and be grateful, be happy. And I want to say this, there's a lot of people that when they're looking for people to console them, to be there for them, they don't want the truth. They don't want to know that, and this is, to me, it's, I don't want to say demonic, but it's kind of evil in my opinion. It's like, and I get it, we're human. They don't want to know that it's gonna be okay. And my thing is like, why? Like, they want to hear, oh, I'm with you, and I'm human, so I understand. I'm with you. I don't know what it feels like, or maybe I do know what it feels like, and so, whatever you need, I'm standing by you. But it's all good and dandy to say all that, because I do, you do want to know that a person is here with you, but in the end, I also want to know that there's a person who can relate to me, who maybe has experienced it, and can step out of empathy, not just sympathy, but empathize. Because to me, empathizing is, do I got it wrong? I feel like empathy is when you've been through the situation and you know how it feels, so you can not just see it from that standpoint, but you can also offer up a word of advice to get them through it. Like, that's just my perception of it, because I don't know, I would hate for somebody to know how to get me through a situation, but they're not giving me that kind of wisdom. And I mean, a lot of things, people have to go through on their own. A lot of people don't want to hear anything. They want to make mistakes. And I mean, it's good for us to learn certain things in our own time, but I have been I've been taught, and I'm glad I've been taught to look at other people's situations and take what you can from it, so that way you don't have to go through it. Because if you live vicariously through that, like if you learn from their pain, and it's like you've gone through it yourself. And I don't know how God would register that. Like, no, you got to have your own set of pain. That would suck. But I don't know. I just feel like wisdom is wisdom. And so if I can get wisdom just from listening to what you had to say about the situation and then not enduring it, then okay. But I do also understand that some people, there's faith. Not everybody's situation is going to be a repeat of what you went through. But I mean, no, it's just kind of like going back to people not really wanting to hear the truth. It's like, just coddle me, just hold me. I don't want to hear that. Just hold me. But it's like, why? And I mean, that's something to think about. It's something to think about. But no, the moment, and I feel like I've had a lot of them, especially now that I get older. It's like a lot of things that I look back in my past, I'm glad I went through. And I've said this in another video, but it's important to have gratitude for where you were in life and where you're going. In my opinion, I don't think that I would be as at peace if I never really sat back and been like, I see where that worked for my good. Or if I never really got to see how it served me for the good, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of situations that I went through, like a lot of people that aren't in my life, I'm probably better off. And even if I may or may not be, it's just kind of at the end of the day, you move along, you move forward, and whatever happens happens, because there's supposedly God knew what could have happened and God knew what did happen. And so I mean, maybe with some people in some situations I could be in the grave, or I could be a paraplegic, or whatever the case may be, or I could be, I don't know, poor and living in some state on my on my ass in the streets or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so I mean, sometimes it's just kind of like it's all about the gratitude for me. The moments give me more of a present feeling of knowing that I am good and I am cared for. I'm protected, divinely protected, and where I'm going is bigger and better than me, so I don't have to stress or worry about it, because there's always going to be messengers. And I guess you would not blockades, but it's like little refreshing points to give you like refreshment, like lemonade stands, you know what I'm saying? And so at my refreshing points, it seems to be words of wisdom and pearls and stuff like that that seem to help me move along a lot further. And honestly, when I think about this moment, this specific one where I can't remember his name, but I mean, yeah, he just basically said to me, don't lose your momentum, because it's just in this was at the time I already said I was getting cast out of some friendship. But it when I look back at it, it kind of doesn't make sense as to why he said that, but it kind of did. It just didn't fit the situation. But no, I think that it was very relevant, because I noticed about me when I get into situations, and it's always with people. When I get into these so-called relationships with people, or whatever, friendships, whatever, I tend to give my all, and then when they fail, I just go through this like whole depressive state. And it's like, why? I get like really, 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 really sad. So I'm not gonna say depression or depressing, but I get really, really sad, and I stop everything I'm doing. I used to stop everything I was doing, and it was like my purpose and gift was on the back burner. And I don't know. I don't want that for anybody. I don't want people to go through that. And honestly, I just hope that this would help somebody to understand, like what was once shared with me. You got to keep going. You have to keep going. Don't let it bog you down so bad that you just quit. Because I mean, whether or not you say I quit, one thing I also heard in life was, once you stop, like let's say I was doing this, but then okay, I was doing a thing like making videos like I did at one point, and then you stop. All of that momentum that you was building up, I was building up, because I went to go do something else or something else got in the way. Now I'm having to start all over. And so you just, with anything in life, you don't want to have to keep starting over at the beginning, because it's like persistence is key, consistency is key, determination, I mean intelligence, there's so many factors that play into being successful. But my number one thing is not even just favor or grace, but my giftedness. And maybe that's not the most important thing, but doing what I love to do is the most important thing to me. And I feel like once I'm doing that, everything else will creep in. If I love it more than anything, not more than God, but if I love it more than life itself, then none of these outside forces or these traumas or these bad events, detrimental, whatever, horrendous events will matter. And so it's just I'm grateful, and I believe when the moment starts to kick back in, like, oh, okay, I've been through this before, and there was like either it's something that I came to a conclusion on my own, something that I heard, something that I witnessed, or I mean whatever. It's just like it comes back in whatever specific situation I'm going through right now. I don't know why I'm stuttering. But whatever specific situation that I'm going through at that moment, a past previous piece of wisdom creeps back into my life, because it's just like, even though you don't write these little nuggets down, it's like it's stored somewhere. And honestly, that's probably the best thing about it, because somebody did once tell me that you should write all the stuff that you learn down so that you can share it with your future kids and stuff like that. And that would be smart, but I don't know, I feel like at some point it would just be natural. Like once you've actually lived and you've learned enough, it will be a part of you. It'll be your fruit. It'll be something that you live in, that you won't have to look back and, oh, look at this, da 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 da. And I mean, it's okay. It wouldn't hurt, because we can't remember everything. Like I don't most of the time I don't remember something until I actually go through a certain situation, and then it's like, I don't know, my spirit digs deep. It's like excuse me. It's like, come here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just choked on well. But I mean, no, I think it's very important to one, go through things, and then also to listen to people and I mean, even though never fully just like shrug off what people say to you. Sometimes there's validity behind it, and even though it won't make sense right now, sometimes it does in the future or whatever. But I don't know, it's like the moments, it's just it's when you least expect it, it's out of nowhere, and it just gives you more, it's like more insight to what is going on, and it's not like a sneak attack anymore, you know what I'm saying? I love that. Oh my god, that's a very good title. I am so creative when it comes to these things, because I took one word. Look at God. I took one word and flipped it into a whole thing, because I mean, it do be having like, oh my god, it has me in shock, and that's the whole factor of like, it's, even though is more like you know what I'm saying, like, but even still, when I like what, you know what I'm saying, it's more of the wow, like the amazed feeling when a certain things comes back to my memory, and it presents itself to me, and it just shows a new perspective of whatever is going on. And so I'm just always grateful for the bad things, the good things, whatever things don't happen, whatever things do happen. I'm trying to be grateful. And I guess that's where we're heading with this, or well, the end of this now, because I don't really have anything else to say, but it's gratitude. It's about gratitude, and knowing that you gotta keep going. You gotta keep up the pressure. You gotta put your foot on their necks. Don't let them breathe. If they gon' hate, let them hate. If they gon' watch you but not comment, then let them do that. If they gon' like but not share, then let them do that. A like is better than nothing. But if they gon' just watch and not do nothing at all, just be there. Cause I've had people, And I don't know a lot of things in life. I don't know what good they served for me, but I'm sure that they will eventually. It'll make sense eventually. I'm not gonna lose faith on that. But a lot of people in my life, it's like, and I'm pretty sure in a lot of our lives, they just observe. You know what I'm saying? They get on your stuff, and I mean, no, they may not intentionally be seeking you out now, but they get on your stuff just to have you there, not even to really be a part of your life or be in what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or to encourage you. And to me, that's just kind of like, hello, like what sense does that make? And I mean, I got something in my mind, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to sound like a douchebag. But it's there, so I'm a douchebag, and I don't care. I feel like and this is another video that I want to do. Separate the messenger, um, because I had to also understand that you cannot be angry at those people because, like I said, I put on Facebook, we wrestle not, and I mean it's about verse. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spirits and things and wicked in high places and stuff like that. So I had to really understand that, and that hit me last week when I was watching a video of I think her name is Okia. I forget everything, but you know, like I said, there's always a season where there's somebody to help me navigate this thing and where I'm going in life and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm grateful for everything in my life at this moment. The activity of my limbs, the functionality of my eyes, my mouth, my senses, whatever, where I'm able to reside, everything in my life, the nature, tree, whatever, birds, all of that, people I can see, people I don't see, strangers, enemies, friends, family, whatever. I'm grateful for all of us. And I mean, it's just I want to be able to have more moments where I can look back and say, like, wow, that really served me, and I didn't know it. I didn't know it at the time, but it really worked out for my good, and it was something that was trying to push me in a better direction. And although I didn't feel like it seeped into my spirit and into my being and into my lifestyle, it did, because knowing there was somebody who maybe was used by God or wasn't. They spoke a word, and it just kind of like it just stuck. It was like glue, or one of them sticky balls. Like he just threw it a dart and it landed. And that's so good. That's the good thing about being what, moldable, not what is it, like clay or whatever. God can do whatever he wants to when you don't have a hardened heart. And I don't know, that's why I love that I get involved with so many people, and I'm not like I've been hurt before by all these people. No, no, no. I feel like God can use your most vulnerable self, but we live in a society where people fight it. They fight it now, and it's really taught to fight it. It's taught to not just protect yourself, but to be selfish, stingy, closed off. And I don't want to be that at all. I don't hang out with a lot of people, but it's not because I don't want to. It's because I love my gift and I want to be something with my life. And there's been a few people that have mistaken that, but I've been writing, drawing, and I mean, I tried to sing on and off, but you know, I get discouraged. I'm human like anybody else, but I'm at a point now where I don't want that to happen, and I'm not gonna look at numbers or anything like that. I want to stay as far away from that as possible, because who I am is bigger than a number. It's bigger than money, and so whether people get on board with that or not, it has nothing to do with me. I'm gonna keep the momentum in these moments. The moments that I thought didn't have a purpose, the hurt that I went through, that I felt like, well, they're not gonna reap what they sowed. Who cares? Who cares? Let God handle it. Whatever happens with people that wanted to be, or people that were used or weren't used by the enemy or whatever, or the devil, let them go. I'm gonna let it go. Whatever. But I know the moments where all of those things, good, bad, whatever, neutral, happen, it's gonna work for my good, and I can't wait for him to just show me what God had in store for me, and has in store for me for the rest of my life, and for it to be a wow factor for me. So I guess that's gonna be the end of this one. It was really short. I didn't even really plan on doing it. But what I will say is remember to stay positive and keep that with you. Spread it wherever you go. Love yourself and love others. Yeah, just look back over your life and say thank you. Things that you don't understand why they happen and things that you do, things that, seem to hurt you more than anything, just praise. Amen.